The air in the bedroom hung heavy with the scent of her perfume. Jasmine, sharp and cloying, like a memory that refused to fade. I stood frozen, my fingers trembling as I clutched the phone, its screen glowing with a text that wasn't meant for my eyes. Meet me tonight. Same place. Don't tell him. The words seared into my brain, each syllable a blade slicing through the fragile trust I'd built with Lena over 7 years. My heart pounded, a frantic drumbeat echoing in my ears, as the world tilted beneath my feet. Was this real? Or was I misreading the flickering shadows of our life together? The house was too quiet, the kind of silence that screams betrayal. I'd come home early from the office, hoping to surprise her with takeout from that Thai place she loved. Instead, I found her phone on the kitchen counter, buzzing like a trapped insect. I hadn't meant to snoop. God knows I trusted her, but the screen lit up with his name, Ethan. A name I didn't know. Yet it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken secrets. My stomach churned as I scrolled, each message a fresh wound. You make me feel alive. When can we get away again? My knees buckled and I gripped the counter, the cold granite biting into my palms. Lena was upstairs, humming softly in the shower. The sound, once comforting, now felt like a mockery. I pictured her standing under the steaming water, her dark hair plastered to her shoulders, oblivious to the storm brewing below. How long had this been going on? Weeks? Months? The questions clawed at me, each one a splinter of doubt embedding deeper into my chest. I wanted to scream, to storm up there and demand answers, but my legs wouldn't move. Instead, I stood rooted, replaying every moment of our marriage, searching for cracks I'd ignored. There had been signs, hadn't there? Subtle shifts, like the way she'd started locking her phone, claiming it was just habit. Or how she'd linger at the gallery where she worked, blaming late-night exhibitions. I'd rationalized it all. Her job was demanding, her stress was real. I'd even blamed myself for working too much, for not being attentive enough. But now those excuses crumbled like ash. The late nights, the distracted smiles, the way she'd pull away when I reached for her in bed. It all pointed to this. To Ethan. I forced myself to move, my footsteps heavy as I climbed the stairs. The bathroom door was ajar, steam curling out like a ghostly hand. Lena. My voice cracked, betraying the rage and hurt boiling inside me. The humming stopped, replaced by the soft patter of water. Yeah, babe? She called, her tone light, unsuspecting. It infuriated me. How could she sound so normal? I pushed the door open, the heat hitting my face like a slap. She stood there, wrapped in a towel, her eyes wide with surprise. You're home early, she said, a smile flickering before it faltered. Did she see it in my face? The accusation? The heartbreak? I found your phone, I said, holding it up like evidence in a trial. Her expression shifted, confusion, then fear, then something harder to read. Okay? She said, tucking a wet strand of hair behind her ear. Her fingers trembled, a detail I might have missed if I weren't watching her so closely. Who's Ethan? The question hung between us, sharp and unforgiving. Her lips parted but no sound came. The silence was an admission, louder than any words. Mark, it's not, she started, but I cut her off. Don't lie to me, Lena. I saw the texts. My voice was low, trembling with the effort to keep from shouting. Her eyes darted to the phone, then back to me, and I saw it, the guilt flickering like a candle about to go out. It's not what you think, she said, stepping toward me. I backed away, the distance between us a chasm now. Then what is it? I demanded. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you're not sneaking around with some guy behind my back. She wrapped her arms around herself, as if shielding her heart from my words. Ethan's just a friend, she said, but her voice wavered, thin and unconvincing. A friend you meet in secret? I snapped. A friend who makes you feel alive? Her face crumpled, and for a moment I thought she'd cry. But then her jaw tightened, and she looked at me with something like defiance. You don't understand, she said. You've been so distant, Mark. Always working, always distracted. I needed someone to see me. Her words hit like a punch, twisting the knife of my own guilt. Had I pushed her away? Had my late nights at the firm, my obsession with providing for us, driven her to this? But no, I wouldn't let her turn this on me. So you cheated? I asked, my voice raw. Instead of talking to me, you ran to him? She flinched but didn't answer. The silence was deafening, confirming everything I feared. The next hour was a blur of accusations and half-truths. She admitted to meeting Ethan, a curator at the gallery, for coffee, then drinks, then more. It wasn't planned, she kept saying, as if that made it better. It just happened. Each word eroded the foundation of our life together, leaving me stranded in a sea of doubt. I wanted to hate her, to walk away and never look back, but love is a stubborn thing. Even now, part of me wanted to pull her close, to pretend this was all a nightmare. As night fell, we sat across from each other at the kitchen table, the Thai food untouched and cold. The house felt like a stranger's, its walls closing in with every breath. What now? I asked, my voice hollow. Lena's eyes were red, her face a map of regret and defiance. I don't know, she whispered. I love you, Mark, but I don't know if that's enough anymore. Her words were a death knell, yet they carried a strange relief. At least she was honest now. Then came the knock at the door, sharp, insistent, shattering the fragile quiet. I opened it to find Lena's parents, their faces etched with concern. We heard you fighting, her mother said, stepping inside uninvited. Her father's gaze was colder, appraising. What's going on? He demanded. Before I could answer, Lena spoke, her voice steady now. Mark knows about Ethan. The room spun as her parents exchanged a glance, one that told me they'd known all along. You knew? I asked, my voice rising. Her father nodded, unapologetic. She told us weeks ago. She was unhappy, Mark. You weren't there for her. The betrayal deepened, a wound that spread beyond Lena to the people I'd called family. Her mother's voice was softer, but no less cutting. You need to fix this, she said. Give her half the house, let her start over. You owe her that much. I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. Owe her? After she cheated? The words hung in the air, unanswered. Lena's parents stood firm, their loyalty to her unwavering, while I stood alone, the house I'd built for us now a battleground. As they left, Lena reached for my hand, but I pulled away. The final twist came not from her words, but from the realization that I'd lost more than my wife. I'd lost the illusion of a life I thought was mine.